Hi guys, today we're going to take a look at descriptive writing by doing a monster writing assignment. It is not going to be a giant, grueling assignment just because it's called monster writing. You'll see in a minute. So when we get back from the break, we're going to be writing our narrative paper. When you write your narrative paper, it's important, very important, that you use descriptive writing. When you write descriptively, you are showing and not telling. What's the difference? So when you're telling someone, you're simply stating a description. For example, the new students were lonely. If you're showing, you're giving way more description and you're allowing the reader to visualize a lot more. So here's an example of that. It was the first day of school, and there were two new students, Mark and Mike, who had moved over the summer. They were brothers, and this was a new city and school which they had come to, and in this school they would have to make friends because neither of them knew anybody or anyone. So obviously, Mark and Mike were probably lonely, just like the first sentence told you. However, look at the difference. Look at what you learned in the second paragraph when it used descriptive writing. We're going to take a look at two more paragraphs, and I'd like you to think as I read. Is this a telling paragraph or is this a showing paragraph? The first one. Each morning I ride the bus to school. I wait along with the other people who ride my bus. Sometimes the bus is late and we get angry. Some guys start fights and stuff just to have something to do. I'm always glad when the bus finally comes. So, in this paragraph, think about, is there lots of extra details allowing you to envision what's happening? Or is the author simply telling you everything that happened? Each morning I ride the bus to school. He just told you exactly what happened. Okay, so paragraph 2, let's take a look at this. A bus arrived. It discharged its passengers, closed its doors with a hiss, and disappeared over the crest of a hill. Not one of the people waiting at the bus stop had attempted to board. One woman wore a sweater that was too small, a long skirt, white sweater socks, and house slippers. So right there, you can already tell what? There is way more description in this paragraph than there was in the first. You knew she was wearing a sweater that was too small, a long skirt, white sweater socks, and house slippers. One man was in his undershirt. Another man wore shoes with the toes cut out, a soiled blue serge jacket, and brown pants. There was something wrong with these people. They made faces. A mouth smiled at nothing and unsmiled, smiled and unsmiled. A head shook in vehement denial. Most of them carried brown paper bags rolled tight against their stomachs. So, I already told you earlier, obviously, way more description. So paragraph 2 is showing. The next couple slides, we're going to take a look at a paragraph that has an author that described a monster. So in the paragraph, it will give you very detailed description, and you will see on the left or on the right-hand side, the left picture is a monster that the author actually drew. So this paragraph describes what this author drew. This picture is actually what a reader drew after they read the paragraph. So let's take a look at this. My creature has the body of a balloon. Its arms are long, thin, and gangly, and its hands are thin with bony fingers. So here's his bony fingers. He also has thin, bony feet and sharp toenails. You can see that. His orange hair is about shoulder length, but stringy and flies all over. His head is oval in shape and sits close on his rounded shoulders, so he doesn't have a long neck. He has big almond eyes that hold an evil red glare. He always has an evil grin on his face, which reveals his shark-like teeth. He is a slimy green color and wears a shredded black scarf around his neck. Okay, good paragraph. There are two more I want you to take a look at on your own, and then we will begin the assignment. So this is your job. You're going to start by drawing a monster, being as creative as you can be. Your drawing can be in black and white, or it can be colorful. I personally think colorful would be way easier to describe. So you may do this drawing on paper or on the iPad, but you may not copy and paste an image of a monster. You have to either use one of your apps that you know how to draw with, like we did in the Telltale Heart, or you can draw it on paper. Once you've created your monster, so once you've drawn it, you will type a descriptive paragraph on the next slide, so one below. You'll just start typing on this text box. You will type a descriptive paragraph, and it must be at least 5 sentences. You're going to use precise adjectives and verbs. You're going to describe your monster so well that a person reading your paragraph would be able to visualize it just as you have drawn it. So, if you want to have your mom or dad or brother or sister or grandma or grandpa or whoever you live with draw your monster after reading your description to see if they're close, and if you've done a good job of it, you may do so just to make them, go through the assignment with you. Be sure that you proofread your paragraph before turning it in. Check the grammar and spelling. Take a picture of your monster and submit it along with this description. So again, just write in Google Slides, write directly on this assignment. You can delete the text box and just start writing, okay? And then 5 sentences, and then upload a picture of your monster. If you have any questions, let me know. Again, you have today, Wednesday, and Thursday to complete this assignment. So if you want to draw your monster today and then write your description tomorrow, that would work. So I will talk to you guys soon.